Welcome, audience, to Legend of Korra, Book 2 Spirits, Episode 9, The Guide. And congratulations, we have both Korra's need and her want. Now, let's see if...
It took wiping her memory, but we got there eventually.
So, I have completely forgotten what this episode was about, because I'll admit, aside from the main climax, I kind of tuned out a lot of Season 2's latter half. So, let's see what happens here. Start at the Nickelodeon logo, and 3, 2, 1, click.
So, what's the guide's guiding then?
We'll see. Oh, wait, I think this may be the episode where it happens, but I'm not going to say it just in case I end up tripping up.
Well, considering what has been established in the previous two-parter, I can kind of see already where the climax is coming. The main bad guy will probably absorb the spirit of evil spirit, and there will be a DBZ-style avatar. There will be an avatar of order and an avatar of chaos.
Yeah, that would be just weird.
Well, fitting for what has been established.
Weird in a franchise about a person who could bend all four elements to their will and who also has 5 bisons and...
Oh, that's right. We established that our comic relief guy is a bad guy. I forgot about that.
Well...
Oh, right! I think this is the...
The last 2 episodes were about... was basically Nickelodeon Origins.
So Avatar, you're telling me that now finally, the show actually remembered to include more new species of combined animals.
Well, those are spirits actually, but yeah.
Okay. Wait, she can see the spirits? Wait, whoa.
I thought for a second Tenzin suddenly had the ability to fly. Well, what did you do? Drug him or Yeah, I don't have any more. Do you guys have?
Why
any
is he
more
making us not ball? He's not sleeping.
Well, he's really spaced out.
Hey, Korra. I love how J.K. Simmons' voice broke with that line.
Korra.
Yep.
Funny, since you won't be on one halfway through the next season.
AKA, the writers kind of moved us over to the spin-off, subplot area.
The side plot, yeah.
The spin-off. Yeah.
Unalaq, that's right.
Korra, you're not the recap person. That's the job of what's his name?
Sokka?
No,
you mean Jeff Bennett?
Yeah. Anything else you missed?
Because... yeah, I know, right?
And that's why the show pretty much pushed you out of things, Tenzin, because you're a lot smarter than most people here. So, Korra, you, never mind, I guess she forgot how she pretty much burned Tenzin off when they split, 'cause amnesia.
I gotta say though, I don't think that's a very good example to set to future writers. Hey, has your character become unlikable? Don't worry, use amnesia. That'll get you out of that hole.
Well, to be fair, it didn't last. They literally used it as an excuse to have. In fact, we didn't even need to use amnesia, honestly.
Yeah, the amnesia was more so a reason just to give her a reason to find out about the origins of the Avatar.
Me, Babes, I'm kind of guessing on the idea that the amnesia thing was an idea that they had, but in the rewrites, the re-rolling of the season that they did, they completely scrapped it over and just left it as the cliffhanger of the previous episode.
Sort of. Oh, there may be another way. How interesting.
Well, there's always another way. If there wasn't, then, well...
Okay. Wow, the Spirit War looks really boring.
Well, there's that rainbowish thing in the middle.
And there's the tree. Here we go. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
You will tell me where the base is, or I will drop you off this cliff.
did we just left him?
And they
there?
just left him.
yeah.
How did the blood did not get to your head already?
You're a bit late. Look, just like 8 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Ow.
You need a stuntman.
Hey, maybe this is where the concept of stuntmen were invented.
Most likely.
I want money.
Really? You see me
Well,
running through an open door?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, how's it working out for you so far then, mate?
And nobody cares.
Even there, they're like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah, thank you, Mako, for returning to the subject at hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, I'm not letting go of nothing. Oh.
And
Hi.
now your suspicion has been automatically confirmed. Congratulations, your villain is very stupid.
Oh, wait and see, Tio.
Oh,
Maybe this, yeah, this is the guy, the Tenzin.
So,
he's the
yeah.
tour guide.
So yeah, remember what the season was supposed to be about? Yeah, we're finally gonna get into that.
Somewhat.
And allow me to remind you, how many is it? 14 episodes, right? 14.
Yep.
also
Uh,
interesting usage of air bending to blow instruments without wasting your lungs.
And we're only 5 episodes away from the end of the season. Great
Huh.
job, great job, Brian and Mike. Great job.
Throw it at him, not me.
That's not how you start a wrestling match.
So basically, they didn't learn anything from the mistakes of the
So
previous
let's
season.
do drugs instead.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
is how the first 2 seasons were written. Okay.
Honestly, considering the bad quality, no. If there's one thing that I've learned over time is that drug-induced creation of product, it makes them better, not worse.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the lesson we learned from Gym 1 and 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it
Oh.
looks like, the way that was activated, it looked like Korra was like in the confusion state in Pokemon. I'm chasing oxygen. Yeah, I had a really bad cough and stuff.
This reminds me of that Harry Potter little toy thing that uses air to push a ball. Focus. Keep steady.
I did a dance and
Say what?
he lied.
Well,
Now
he
everyone
never
else
actually
knows.
he never actually did lie, but yeah.
Yeah, he didn't lie. He just never said it.
For shame.
You know, focusing on Tenzin's struggle to live up to his father's reputation is a more interesting prospect of a story. Can we have that instead?
I don't know. That would have been too miserable to follow to me.
Let me put like
I'll still take it over this.
Hey, that's another reason why I like season 3 better. We actually get to focus more on that.
But you've never been in there, though. Most unorthodox.
Yeah, it's another thing. Jinora is kind of a Mary Sue a character as starting from this point.
Yeah, not really a Mary Sue per se. It's just I guess she's the Chekhov gunsman. You may remember.
She used the yokai watch.
My problem job is that she instantly gains all of these powers and abilities from nowhere with no training of any sort. She just has this gift to basically do something that her father, who has trained for years to accomplish this, could not.
Like, I can see what they're doing.
I get the whole prodigy gifted child thing, but come on.
Also, question. For these specific things over being able to see ordered type spirits, wouldn't it be a thing that has been triggered by the state that the spirit realm has been now due to the imbalance and constant shaking up?
I have no idea, actually. This is part of the reason why I'm not too fond of the latter half of Season 2. Like, yeah, they technically hinted at this, but it still doesn't really make much sense, honestly, why Jinora gets all these special tools.
I can understand wanting to give Tenzin's kids somewhat of a personality and some kind of purpose, but this is the other extreme.
Wait, what? No, okay, no.
That's right, Teo. His plan to free Vaatu is to destroy Vaatu's barrier is to throw water at it. That's his plan.
No, that's the thing. I still understand the proper motivation. Why do you want to free a spirit of chaos? Like, if it was if it was just the civil, well,
because he wants to take over the world.
You don't take over the world with chaos. You want to destroy it utterly, and this guy doesn't give me the type of a sociopath or
even
like
then,
a ruthless ruler.
I'm sorry, but I need to stress this. His plan to destroy the ancient barrier is to throw water at it.
Hold on,
That's his plan.
Don't you just hate it, guys, when you're going to a raid and the DPS and the healer instead of healing does the DPS?
Yeah.
You see, Jova, all of Ganon's servants constantly trying to free him from his prisons, and all they had to do was throw water at the portal, at the barrier. Sorry. See?
Yeah, they're flushing him out.
Our villain, ladies and gentlemen. His plan is to throw water at this thing.
Now,
that's his plan.
To be fair, his plan was originally to have the Avatar do it.
Right.
Oh.
He's so desperate at this point, he's just saying, fuck it, water.
But that's just the thing,
oh, wait.
Jova, remember.
This bit.
Don't show... Nickelodeon, you need to stop with the gross out. Jesus fuck. It's not funny, it's not charming or anything, it's just disgusting.
But he already works for the cops. Boland's trying to be an actor and Asami's doing something.
Still the same corporation, Dweebs.
And all part of the propaganda and war effort.
Okay, yeah. Is it like protection money now?
Wow, really?
Yeah, but do you honestly think that I'd work with someone
Why don't you just
got
go
suspicions? Well, maybe he wants to get rid of that foot fungus. No.
Totally.
The sarcasm.
So, I guess it's just naturally gifted? I don't know. I mean, that kind of falls into the face when you think about
Oh,
how.
that's right, Jova. During the first series, when Aang and the others met the statues of the different avatars, you told me that there was something wrong that instead this series would have retconned. What
Wait,
was it?
wait. Regarding the statues, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't think
I
we
don't
mentioned
recall
anything about the
mentioning
statues.
about the statues.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. We didn't talk about the status with the statues.
Okay.
But whatever,
Regarding retcons, I guess I was talking more so about Aang and the company as adults and whatnot. But I will say this though: the whole Jinora can see spirits while Tenzin can't really confuses me, because up until this point, we've been led to believe that most airbenders were very in tune with the spiritual world. So now suggesting that there was a random lottery is confusing. Like, I get that they're the first
Yeah.
airbenders in forever, but...
To be honest,
Really?
Jova,
It reminds
remember, this is a new generation of airbenders. The original one was completely wiped out except for Aang.
True.
It reminds me, Jova, of the midichlorian retcon in Phantom Menace, where it just suddenly the Force is just supernatural powers that have attached themselves to random people who just happen to have this thing on their blood.
I
Instead of,
mean, at least with the midichlorians, it was a silly explanation, but it didn't really suggest that, suddenly there was actually a randabout who couldn't do this or that. Whereas with here, I don't know if they're suggesting that there were some airbenders who couldn't do it.
The original trilogy pretty much established in itself that manipulating the Force is a gift not for everybody.
Here's my
is-
main issue with this version, though. It's like, well, okay, in the original series...
You scared Boom Jr.
I mean, okay, to be fair, I guess we only really saw mainly Aang go into the spirit world, but the difference is like, well, we were led to believe
Aang
that
was the only
airbender...
at the time.
Yeah. And again, the thing is like, well, even still, there was always this...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, snap. Spirit bats.
And chaotic ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of
At
bad.
least they're not Zubats.
Oh, God.
Oh, I get it. This is actually Bat Ninja. That's the unexpected crossover.
Yes, Batman Ninja 0.5. Quick, get the Ghostbuster guns out and fire.
But those haven't been invented yet.
Ask Sony in the future if we can borrow them then, otherwise run.
But yeah, like I really need to stress this.
Okay, here's the thing about spirit bending. Is spirit bending an extension of water bending? Because we only ever see waterbenders do it, but never anyone else. So, again, is it an extension of waterbending, or can any bender technically do it so long as they have reached spiritual enlightenment and all that jazz?
Explain, show. Explain.
This also reminds me of another thing that I didn't point it out. I did ask the question, but this new one surfaced to me. Like, I mentioned this about Aang meeting the
What?
Oh no, like maybe a horrible person. Maybe.
Wait. Hold on. Her spiritual training has come that far? I mean, sure, she's learned quite a few things, but dang, did she really get that good over whatever? I mean, let's see. I guess she did some training from Unalaq, but haven't we seen that she kind of sucked and wasn't able to tame that one spirit that ate her?
Before understanding better who she was as the Avatar. I'm guessing now that she has a better connection with Rava.
I get that. My issue is that they're giving the credit to Unalaq's training for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I guess that's more of a
anyway, I
nitpick.
was saying, like, okay, we don't know what the lion turtle that Aang met was specifically, but here's the thing: we know from the origin story that the lion turtles gifted the people with the specific bendings they were attached to, fire bending, water bending. So basically, you're telling me that there was a lion turtle specialized in energy bending. So technically, there should have been a lot of people who should have been able to energy bend.
Which makes
So where are they?
Which makes you wonder, was there...
They were eaten by the turtles.
Oh,
That's...
Busy sitting on the sofa.
Actually, that's the thing, Tio. You just reminded me. Well, actually, I'll bring it up after this scene.
police! This is a
your
plot.
hands.
Open up!
Oh.
Oh my god, really?
You know, I'm starting to really find these two characters really unlikable because of their constant back and forth about, oh, now I love Korra, oh, now I love you. Like, sure, immediately after Korra disappears, he immediately starts boning Azami.
Not teenagers.
Well, they did break up. So...
Okay, excuse me, Jova. How old are Mako and Azami by this point? Aren't they like in their 20s at this point?
Yeah, 20s still. The hormones be
How
kicking.
much time has passed since season 1?
No, I'm sorry. By the time you've reached your 20s, it's time to actually fucking mature and start relationshiping properly. Sorry.
Still though, like Dwibs did say, Mako has broken up with Korra, and like I guess this is the first time he's going back to Asami, so I wouldn't call it too much a back and forth. Anyway, Mako has been accused of being in line with the triple threats.
A crooked cop, of course.
Hack the planet!
What?
Yeah, everything's Varric's fault. Meanwhile, back at story 86-C.
What are you doing?
Thinking.
You let him at least try.
You know, I agree with Tenzin. Just saying.
Actually, I have a better idea.
Why couldn't we give? Hold on, Theo. Why couldn't we give this character some kind of dignity and allow him to actually be, you know, his actual proper function that he's supposed to have in this stupid show?
I have a better idea. Why can't the Jinora guide both Korra and the Tenzin at the same time? Just because you can't tap yourself into the spirit world doesn't mean you can't be accompanied by someone who can.
Well, apparently the two people have to be spiritual enough. Korra obviously can because she's the Avatar. Jinora can only tap in. Otherwise, if you want to get into the spirit world, you need to go through a spirit portal or have spirit shenanigans happen to you, like with what happened with Sokka in the original series.
I really hate that Tenzin can get some freaking dignifying treatment from the writers in this show. Seriously. Why? Why not just let him be the guide? He's the fucking mentor. Just let him shine as a character for once.
The reason I'm okay with this is because of what he actually does get to do later in the season, and this actually is part of his arc.
There we go.
That said, though, I won't blame anyone who got annoyed.
Oh yeah, Jova, the great arc of him just standing around and having his daughter do all the work.
My problem, John, is the whole...
Oh, wait, hold on.
There you go, Terry. He says Vaatu servant.
So, really, he's not a proper villain, he was just someone being manipulated like an idiot.
Not quite, sadly. There's more to come.
Terry, you're a Final Fantasy fan. You should be used to this.
Well, depends on how you do it, again.
The Avatar is right behind you.
This is similar to the plot twist of Twilight Princess. Just...
Hey, at least Twilight Princess had an interesting guy who was behind it all.
I guess, yeah, true.
Okay.
But yeah, as for this episode...
I'll put it like this. If Jinora were a better
50-50
character
for me.
I'll put it like this. If Jinora were a better character herself, I think people would have had much less an issue with her getting the honor over Tenzin. The problem is that we never really focused on Jinora until this season, let alone this episode to this extent. So, to some, and I can definitely understand why you may feel like, oh, Jinora gets the special favor here. Again, having actually seen this season and the rest of the series, I can confirm that this is part of Tenzin's character arc, which is much better by comparison, but still, this was definitely one of the clumsy steps of it. Again, if Jinora herself were more of a fleshed out character, I wouldn't have had as much an issue with this my first time seeing it, and even knowing the good stuff that's going to come out of it eventually, I'm still annoyed by it because, man, poor Tenzin can't catch a break. And not in the sense of Park Luck, where it actually makes us, well, okay, yeah, we sympathize with him, but this is a case where we're mad at the writers as opposed to the world he's in.
It's again to me it just comes across as just a Mary Sue, like Tenzin, like Tenzin himself just said right now. He's been training for years for this to try his best to eventually do this ultimate task that he's supposedly destined to, and then he gets sidelined by his daughter, who just somehow has this ability given to her by the writers. You know, it just comes off as just incredibly mean towards Tenzin. It's like the person who wrote this hates Tenzin. Ugh.
It's not
If I have to
completely
hazard a
Marisu, but there's
guess,
definitely
they-
elements of it.
There was a fear factor of a risk of they didn't wanted to make Tenzin basically Aang 2.0 in terms of power creep, but at the same, they verted too much on the other extreme and made him too miserable. Maybe
Again,
that's that.
it's just like a lot of problems with season 1. Hey, the
Yeah,
original show
this-
traveled all over the place. We should only have this one only being one main location for the majority of it, and all that
Not
jazz
just-
of, hey, let's not try and make everyone this or that, even though in trying to stay different, you kind of ended up staying the same.
And let me finish. By the way, what I was trying to say earlier. Again, let's recap Unalaq's plan so far. First, he tried to get Korra on his side so he could open the spirit portals for him, because apparently only the Avatar can open up the spirit portals. Okay, fine. Then suddenly, after Korra figures out that he's evil, no fucking shit, he decides, you know what, there is actually, he turns to his children, okay, let's open up the portals ourselves. Wait, I thought you said that only the Avatar... No, actually, I think there is another way. Wait, if you think there was another way, why was this even a problem to begin with? Second, he finally gets there, and what is this plan to free his master from the super-duper barrier that Wan created back in the day? He throws fucking water at it! That's his plan! Are you serious? I'm not even kidding. When I first saw that scene, I laughed so hard because, really? This is your plan?
Also, they blatantly did the whole, he doesn't care about his own kids, he's that obsessed deal.
Not just that, Jova. He even asked for his kids to help him. I'm not throwing enough water at it. Quick, help me! Like, it's just...
I mean, I guess at
Someone
least...
actually wrote this.
And then it turns
They
out...
animated this.
And then
And nobody but it and I had this, apparently.
And then
Sorry,
it turns
go ahead.
out that it wasn't going to work anyway. He still needs Korra, but thankfully Korra's still alive and coming.
We were mentioning Zelda jokes earlier. Again, I guess Ganon's servants just had a perfect, easy solution all along. All they had to do was throw water at the Sacred Realms barrier. I mean, I'm sorry. This one plot point is so stupid and baffling to me. So what were they thinking? Ugh.
Sure, what did you think?
It
Go ahead.
wasn't
Go ahead.
that great. I mean,
I don't.
Well, that was a thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that
not as bad as how Season 2 has been before, but it's still has stuff dragging it down from being...
Honestly, Trevor,
spec-
your comment earlier about the latter half of season 2 bugging you, I'm like, what the first half didn't do that?
well, it did, but let's just say... I don't often remember much of the latter half because I don't go back to that as often, in the sense that there are some things about the latter half that annoyed me kind of more.
It literally feels Unalaq's plan to me. It's the biggest evidence that it really feels like they're making this up as they go along.
Actually,
I
that's
lit-
the thing, though. This one we know they had planned. The problem is that Unalaq's plan goes from being what could be considered morally gray. You know, he wants to unite the two poles to, okay, blatantly evil, he just wants to control the two North poles, to now, oh, this was all about a dark spirit.
Cartoonishly evil.
Oh, and
Chill-
believe it or
chill
not,
it,
Tio,
Teo.
it's about to get even more silly by the end of
Like
the
anyway, this
season.
is actually a cartoon, so duh, but Jesus.
It's
But
so
Avatar was always
bad.
more than just that.
It's so bad that they actually have to retcon some things in Season 3 to make more sense of it.
Honestly, it's for the best anyway. So that's
Yeah.
anyway. We're dragging this out. See you for the next episode, everybody.
See you then.
See ya.
Ciao.